We're going to talk about some press coverage. Okay, we started talking about press coverage. Now, number one, all right, we talked about, I didn't get a chance to really go into, all right, why people want to play man coverage in certain situations. Okay, some people, you know what, they say, you know what, I got an opportunity to get tighter coverage. Okay, some people say, you know what, hey, I want to bring some noise. I want to force the quarterback to get rid of the ball a heck of a lot quicker. All right. The next thing is, now I'm not going to play off man, but I'm going to play press. Okay? I'm not going to play off man, and I'm going to play press. So that's one thing we're going to start getting into now, all right, why people want to play press coverage. So now, when we start talking about press coverage, all right, number one, we want to discourage the quick game. Okay? We want to take away soft throws, all right? We want to take away access. All right, and press coverage at the line of scrimmage. Number two, all right, we want to disrupt any timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver. All right, and the one thing that you get a chance to tell that kid when he gets a chance to line up and press, when he lines up and press, the clock does not accelerate in his head. The clock accelerates for the receiver. Because right now, the receiver's worried about, dang, I got to beat this guy, and then I got to get to my spot. Okay? Because most receivers, they don't like anybody in their space. Okay? And then the last thing here is right here, and I got a fourth one, but the last one, once again, it takes the wide receiver out of his comfort zone. Okay? But now, when I first started coaching, the three things we wanted to do when we started talking about line up in some guy's face, number one, we want to make sure, you know what, we take away the crack block. All right, number two, I'm going to defend the slant. And number three, I'm going to force the fade. All right? Now we start talking about, okay, types of press coverage. Okay, when you start talking about types of press coverage, are there two safeties? Is there one safety? Or are there no safeties? Because if I got two safeties back there, you know what? I can be as aggressive as I want to be. I can try to get my hands on because you know what? I know I got help. Okay? If I got one safety, I'm going to use one hand. If I have no safety, more times than not, now I'm going to allow my feet, all right, to do the work. Because number one, we started talking about press coverage. It's not how good your hands are, it's how good your feet are. Your feet are going to put you in position to make plays. Your hands are going to be a bonus. All right? Now, we get to it, all right? We start talking about winning at the line of scrimmage, all right? All this is good. Keys to winning in press coverage. Compete with the feet. My hands are a bonus. All right? I want to play with my feet within the framework of my body. All right? I want to compete with my feet in the framework of my body, so now I'm going to make sure I'm taking V steps. All right? I don't want to step lateral. I don't want to step forward. If I'm stepping forward, that receiver, he's stepping into me. If I step lateral, I'm locking my hips, and the receiver's gaining ground on top of me, okay? I want to stay square until the wide receiver commits, okay? Because the longer I'm square, all right, that means the more I'm dominating that route. And then I'm going to win at the line of scrimmage, okay? But those four things right here, all right, all those are great, guys, when we start talking about keys to winning in press coverage. But all the good corners I know, they said, Coach, I appreciate what you did for me during the week. But I got to find out what this joker right here got for me, Coach. So he's going to get lined up on it. Very first play of the game, don't matter if you call off or not. He's going to go get in his face because it's like checking the oil. You might smell it burning, but hell, I got to get up in his face and know, can he do it? But now the good one's going to say, hey, Terrell, watch me. And they ain't going to check his speed, but he's letting that guy know, you know what? Hey, man, if I slip, you better help me. All right, so it's about communication and being able to have the confidence not only to win at the line of scrimmage, but also to win downfield. All right, we started talking about footwork. Retreating steps, not lateral, because it's going to lock the hips. Step within the V. All right, when I say step within the V, 6-inch steps, 6-inch steps. All right, if I overstride, all right, now I'm locking my hips. I don't have any movement. Same thing, talked about earlier. I want to make sure I'm kicking my heels out. So now I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm 43 and I'm fat. Hell, I can still do it. All right? So I know these young athletic kids can move that way as well too. I want to eliminate false steps, 4 false steps. Okay, and the last one, eliminate hopping. I always make sure I got 1 foot on the ground. Okay? My eye placement and keys, guys, all right? We talked about earlier. Torso, all right, or the waist area. All right? 2 things we're going to look for. Hips and hands. Hips and hands. Why hips and hands? He can't move without the core, all right, and the hands are going to be the great dictator. All right, he's either going to beat the drums or the hands are going to go away from the body. All right, and then you got to detect when the hands become silent, all right, also that cut's going to be made as well too. All right, hand placement. When I start talking about hand placement, come here, JB. All right, I start talking about hand placement. You know, it looks good on Sundays when I'm doing that. But what happened? I got how many feet off the ground? Come on, guys. 2. All right. And then I also talked about what? Eyes got to be where? Hips and what? Hips and hands. All right. So now I know this much. If that hand goes up here, the eyes are going to follow. All right. Also, if I'm trying to shoot my hands up here, he got on shoulder pads. That ain't going to hurt him. That's not hurting him at all. But I know this much. I'm not going to do it because I beat him up last weekend. I know this much. If I shoot that hand, all right there underneath those pads, I'm going to hit him right there in the solar plexus. I'm going to give him a gut shot. It ain't got to be, I mean, I don't have to come from Mississippi. It can be short and quick. All right? Whether the thumb is up or the thumb is down, all right, I'm hitting him right here. All right? And if I got proper hand placement for 3 quarters, all right, for the 4th quarter, thank you, JB. For the 4th quarter, all right, he's going to make a business decision. Coach, I ain't signed up for this. All right, can we do something different? Or, you know what, Coach, can you get me in motion so he can't put his paws on me? That's what I'm trying to get done, okay? Once again, looking to place the hands from the bottom of the breastplate to the waistline, because if I shoot the hands low, my eyes are going to have a chance to be low. It's going to keep my eyes on the hips and the hands, all right? And then it takes a hell of a lot more physically out of that wide receiver. All right? Once again, short jab actions with my hands. All right? If I'm coming here, all right? If I'm like George Foreman, I'm not doing anything. I'm taking myself out of the play. All right? Short jab action, short hand. All right? Now, I also have, come here, JB. All right? We start talking because we're going to talk about one hand replace. One hand replace and with the second hand as well too. If I go, he tries to come across my body. Boom. All right. I can go right now, shooting that hand. Okay. But I can go same foot, same hand. I don't always have to cross hand shot. So now, just like an offensive lineman, same foot, same hand. All right. So that's my catch hand. All right. I'm able to move my feet. And stay square. All right, now once he commits, as he's, boom, shooting that hand there, all right, now, that's my bump hand. So I got a catch and a bump hand. So now, same thing, all right, he works me outside, catch, come across my face, catch, bump, put him right there in the tackle's lap. Okay, so that's my hand placement. Appreciate you. All right, personal preference. I like to teach a one-hand jam. I love a one-hand jam because you know what? It allows me to move my feet. All right? 2-hand jams promote lunging. It sounds good. You know, shoot your hands first. Shoot your hands first. What you shooting your hands at? Okay? Now, I've had to teach a 2-hand jam. And if I do teach the 2-hand jam, if I'm forced to teach the 2-hand jam, the one thing I want to be able to do, I want that receiver to eat up at least 1 step of my cushion. Okay? Because you got to think of it this way. Whether he's on the line of scrimmage or he's on the pro set with a tight end on the side, I still got to be able to have some patience. Okay? And unless I know some good receiver coaches say, you know what, I'm not going to give that defensive back that's at the line of scrimmage the opportunity, all right, to get my hands on him. I'm going to speed release him right now. If they speed release you right now, they take your hands out of it. But now, that aiming point has to be, once that receiver, he takes a step to square, all right, now I got him. Whether I'm playing with one hand or playing with two. All right, so that's got to be my indicator. If he's here, once he squares, boom, I'm shooting that hand. All right, and I'm moving my feet. Doesn't matter. All right, so now we started talking about press progression. All right, we started talking about step and replace. So now the first time we go through it, all right, I got no hands. And you can see, active feet, want to make sure we keep the shoulder square, trying to dictate. Now we're talking about separate replace. So now we got opposite hand jam. Moving my feet, not so much a slide, shooting the hands. Working back, same thing, all right? Want the hands a little bit low, all right? Now, he's got bad hand placement. What is he doing? Look at him. He's lunging, outside hand on the arm, all right? Not in good shape. That's a little bit better here, underneath, all right? Anything to try to get some shock, all right? Now we got feet in one hand. As we move the feet, shoot the one hand underneath the pads, trying to stay square, move my feet. One hand shot. Active feet, got that hand behind it, and you can see, hey, I'm on the balls of my feet, active feet, all right? Not on my toes. We want to try to get that hand placement a little bit lower here, but the one thing that we're doing, right, we're able to stay square as I move with the receiver. That's better hand placement. There we go. That's a little bit better hand placement by this guy, by this kid, and he's actually a 6'1" and a half kid on a little receiver. All right, but he's able to stay square. Yes, sir.
Slide a little bit like an opposite line with you, because otherwise they're going to turn like this. You got to kick that foot back a little bit.
Yes, if I can, the first step is going to be at a 45, whether he moves me outside or inside. Okay, yes. So that's what we start talking about, the V steps. Okay, because now, if on the first step, I open here. Okay, now make myself susceptible for the double move. All right, and the slant that comes right off my behind right now. So now if I can stay square, even if I have that hand here and I can stay square here, even if he tries to come across my face, I already got my catch hand here. It allows me now, once again, cross hand, boom, here, bring it for a bump hand, and then be able to ride him down, and it gives me an opportunity to come back inside. All right, and we'll show it here in a minute. Here we go, right here. You can see him staying square. Shooting that outside hand, there you go. Cross hand, hip square. He tries to come back inside, shoot that hand, and then try to flatten him out. We want to try to put him in the tackle's lap. Same thing. Now, he's playing the drill. Lazy hands and not really trying to make that young man work. All right, now we get into press progression. Now we're doing a great job of moving my feet. All right. Moving my feet, all right, I shoot the hand, cross hand, all right, but now just like you said, I shoot the hand, I get open right now, okay, what is he going to do? He's going to cut off my what? He's going to cut off my butt. So now, all that drill work that we talked about the last time, throwing the elbow down, getting my eyes back to the hips and the hands. So now I got to throw the elbow down and then come back with it, take an angle upfield to make sure that, you know what, I'm in great position, but I got to get my eyes back to the hips and the hands, and then I got to be able to squeeze back to the upfield shoulder. This young man, he does a great job here, shooting the hands, all right? Throw the elbow down quickly, all right? Cannot be lazy with the eyes, getting his eyes back in the right spot.
That speed turn will happen sometimes, you know, with the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the one thing that guy, he's the defense coordinator at Lamar University, Melvin Smith. All right, I remember probably about 7, 8 years ago, Coach Smith and I, we go play golf during spring break. And we were sitting there talking about playing press coverage and playing the fade ball. He said, well, Clay, he said, I practice defending the fade ball in every possible position I possibly can. Inside out, 5 yards from the sideline, 3 yards from the sideline, outside in, from a dominant position, all right, from a trail position. So now, the reason why I teach the head whip at the top is because you know what? That kid is not always going to be in an ideal situation. So, you know what? And if you get in trouble, all right, you get in trouble when you were young, you got an older brother, older sister? I got an older sister. Did she like you? Not then. She does now? All right, but yeah, all right, you had a partner though. You know what? He gave you a get out of jail free card, right? Yeah, so that's what we got to be able to do with technique, okay? Put the kids in, sometimes you're going to put the kids in an unfavorable position, all right? But you got to be able to give them ways to get themselves out of that predicament and get themselves back in the predicament, you know what, where they can be dominant. So here, no hands, head whip back on top, okay? Now we get into the motor and mirror, all right? Now we get to the motor and mirror, all right, where we start talking about with the feet. Okay, now with the motor mirror, what I'm looking for, number one, I'm looking for short, choppy steps, all right, 6-inch steps within the V step, all right. Also, because we're playing the motor mirror, I'm probably not going to use my hands. Okay, now we're talking about being able to use the technique without, you know what, I know that we're bringing 7, there is no post safety in the middle of the field, and I got to be able to put myself in position by using my feet. Okay, so now with this drill, what I want to be able to do, number one, I want to be able to kick my heels out, but the reason why those guys have towels around their necks, all right, or you can put the towels in front of them, is so they don't use their hands. Okay? Teaching them to keep their hands to themselves and being able to move their feet. Okay? The other thing is now, I don't have it with this particular drill because I've done it before. I've done bands. All right? You can get that surgical tube out of the training room. Okay? And just make your little circle. You want to twist it twice, 2 or 3 times, and put it around your feet. All right, and then what it does, it teaches them to restrict, all right, their V steps so they don't get elongated. Because now if they get too elongated, shoot, they're going to end up butt over teacup. Okay, and it keeps them keep their shoulders forward and playing with a great football position. But here, you can see them. We're moving in and out, trying to stay square, keeping the shoulders forward. And with the drills, I don't have to kill them, all right? I'm just looking for the movement. All right, here we go. Now, trying to stay square. Now he commits to it, inside out. Now, the only bad thing I don't like about what he's doing right here, remember we talked about earlier, all right? When I lean and when I go to pin and lean, I want to lean with my feet. I don't want to lean with my elbows. And right here, he gets caught leaning with his elbow. And if he gets caught leaning with his elbow, that means he's going to have a chance to put his head down. What we want to be able to do is now, hey, even though he can't use his arms and his hands, I want to be able to use my feet to put myself in position and pin that guy to the sideline. Here we go. All right. Now, as you can see, see the bands? How it's restricting the feet. Trying to stay square. They hate the bands. They hate them, I promise you. All right, now remember the other thing we talked about earlier, all right? We talked about a clinic stance, okay? The first kid was 5'9". This kid here, he's 6'1.5". All right? He's got a little bit more stagger to him, all right? The only thing I don't like about his stance, he's one of my favorite players of all time, but the only thing I don't like about his stance is too much air between his heel, all right, and the ground. All right, we want to be able to bend, all right, create those power angles. But the same thing, tight feet. And now he's doing a great job. All right, cutting it off, not getting caught leaning with the elbows. Same thing, all right? And then we want to kick that heel out. You see him kick that heel out and allows him to transition to a downfield position, the inch with the towels. All right, so now we got motor mirrors with the releases, all right? And now we're going to be a little bit more aggressive with our hands here, all right? One thing I don't like, all right, you see the first thing he does is his feet pop out, all right? Feet pop out. We want to try to stay away from that. But you can see what we talked about earlier. He waits till what? The receiver does what? There you go. The feet what? Get square, boom. Now, as soon as the feet get square, now we're going to shoot our hands. And we got our hands inside. And if I got my hands inside, I'm winning. All right, I'm lower. I got the receiver stood up, and now I can put them into the tackle's lap. We missed one. No, sir. Split the crotch. Split the crotch with his alignment. Because you know what? Same thing. I want to make sure I define my alignment. All right, I want to define my leverage, and I want to be able to maintain that leverage as well, too. Just a couple of drills here. All right, now we're working a little bit of a two-hand jam, but it's the same thing. Now we're moving. He's moving side to side, shooting the hands. Now, once we get, so now, if I am playing playing two hands, all right, the one thing I've got is the progress I have to make, process I have to follow. 2, 1, done. Okay? I shoot two hands. All right, now I'm dropping one hand, cross hand, boom. Now I'm down the field. My hands are done. All right, so 2, 1, done. We get down the field now. You can see him, all right? Now, the first thing we want to be able to do, all right, we're going to get into downfield presence here in a minute. The first thing we want to be able to do, we got to know where we are, all right? I want a man turn first, all right? Why do I want a man turn? I'm asking the question. Anybody help me out? There you go. I can play the receiver and I can play the ball. Okay? I can play the receiver and I can play the ball. And now my mark of demarcation, all right, is 3 yards or more. All right? If I'm 3 yards or more from the sideline, I want a man turn. I want to turn into him because you know why? Too many bad things can happen. All right? Number one, they can back shoulder fade me. Number two, if I get trying to lean and locate, all right, they never call that. Little separation, they throw it to the deep arm. I can't find him. All right? Or I can slip, and he's able to slide back inside of me. But at least if I man turn to him, all right, I have a chance to be able to react to the back shoulder fade. All right? If he sits the thing down on a double move, I'm able to play him. All right, and then I'm able to play the ball and the receiver. The other thing now, if he's less than 3 yards from the sideline, all right, now I want to have a chance to start leaning with my feet. Because now leaning with my feet, now as the quarterback, he has to be perfect and place that ball in the right spot. If I lean with my feet and I pin him to the sideline and that quarterback, he's 1.5 yards wrong, I'm going the other way. I got a chance to go make a play on the ball. All right? So here we go. Love this about him. See when the hands are low, turns around, he can play hand the ball call. Head whip, high point. All right? Now, we start talking about, we got to start talking about it. We talk about alignment. Okay? We start talking about alignment. Splits. All right, whether I'm playing on number one and number two, I got to be able to pay attention to his split. So now, I got this big guy here to the short side of the field. Say the ball's on this hash. All right, and this receiver, he's helping me out. I got this big receiver. He's 6'5", all right, and I'm 5'11". Why do I want to play with my back to the ball? Why do I want to give that kid an opportunity to moss me? Huh? Why do I want Megatron to put me on a highlight? Huh? Once again, Terrell. Quarterback's inside, right there. He's on top of the numbers. Because he's on top of the numbers, all right, with the ball on the short side of the hash. Who was in here last time? How far is it from the top of the numbers to the sideline?
9.
There you go, 9. All right, you almost had it right, Coach. All right, 9 yards. So now, there's 11 yards between the numbers and the hash. But think about it. There's a linebacker there. There's a 5 technique there. And there's either going to be a 3 or a shade there with a couple of tackles. Well, I mean, a tackle and a guard. All right. If that back's offset to me, all right, he probably ain't throwing a slant because you know what? He ain't running in there because there's somebody angry in there waiting on him. Okay, so shoot, I'm going to play outside. I'm going to take away the fade. You can run anything else, but you're not running this fade. And if you run this fade, I'm going to put something on it. All right, same thing. All right, if I got a kid in the slot and I'm playing a nickel, shoot, coach, you know, I understand, you know, I base alignment in this coverage is I want to play inside, but I want to play the slant. Coach, he's standing on top of the tackle. Why you put me in here, Coach? I got all this grass out here I want to defend. I need to defend. All right? So help the kids out by knowing the distribution and also aligning them off by the split. So right here, we got this split. Ball's on the hash. We got them playing outside shade. We got an inside release. So now, once again, we're going to opposite hand. Boom. Ride the hip. And if I'm playing outside shade, all right, I should be able to make that play. All right? No outs, no 7 cuts. And we're playing on the low hip here, have a chance to go high point to rock. Now, his hand's a little bit too high, but it's the same thing. He got square, he shoots the hands, he rides them down, 2-1 done. Play the upfield shoulder, there you go. All right, playing the receiving the ball, sees the ball thrown outside, go high point to rock. All right, now we got some one-on-one clips. All right, the very first one, all right, we got a press look here. Now, the one thing I'm worried about, all right, I got a what? I got a speed release right now, so I really don't have to worry about trying to put my hands on it. All right, but now I get myself in position here, all right? We getting close to the sideline, he's man turn. All right, I got him pinned. Now I'm leaning with my feet, and I'm not trying to lean with my elbows or with my shoulders. And I got an opportunity to go make a high play on the ball. All right, speed release. Now worry about trying to put my hands on it. Same thing, 3 yards or less from the sideline, leaning with my feet, go high point that rock. All right, press technique down here at the bottom. All right, mold and mirror. Lets the kid get into his cushion. He's going to shoot that opposite hand, try to squeeze him a little bit. Playing on the outside arm. Don't pay attention to the free safety here. All right, but we're on top. It should have been a pick going the other way. That's all right. You know, we make mistakes too. All right, now we start talking about downfield play and finish. All right, number one, my route fit is going to be on the upfield shoulder. All right, number one, my fit has to be on the upfield shoulder. All right, and we started talking about it a little bit earlier. All right, I got to know the difference in body position. I got to know if I'm in phase. If I'm in phase, that means I'm winning. If I'm in phase, that means I'm winning. Okay? If I'm out of phase, that means I'm going to be put in a trail, all right, and I'm in a beat position. Okay? The one thing I cannot do is I cannot go into a panic mode. Okay? I cannot go into a panic mode. I want to do what we call play the hands. I want to get into a deal where we start talking about play the hands. All right? And when I play the hands, I want to make sure, come in, JB. All right? If I'm in a trail position, there's no need for me to panic. So now, read the hips and the hands. Even if I'm in a trail, that hand goes up, boom. I'm playing behind, and I got a chance to play the hands. All right? Just like we talked about, also reading the body posture. All right? Thank you. All right? Now, number one, same thing. Go back to it, all right? You got to know where you are on the field in reference, all right, to the sideline. All right, 4 yards or more, I want a man turn. All right, I want a man turn. Man turn so I can play the ball, miss thrown ball, now I can head whip and then lean with my feet. If I'm less than 4 yards from the sideline, all right, I want to start squeezing the receiver into the boundary. I want to lean with my feet. All right, I want to cut the field off and become the receiver. All right, now we start talking about deep ball drills. All right, down the field, same thing. He's running. Here, man turn. Now he pivots out of it. One thing we want to do is we want to try to keep our hands to ourselves. High point the rock. Don't be lazy here. One thing, he gets a little bit lazy at the top of the drill, but the one thing he's doing a great job of using his feet and running that receiver out. Head whip, high point. We're at top. Go back to the DB and go back to the press. Go to the catch. Yeah. All right. Now, guys, we start talking about, all right, off, press, all right? You get into a situation where now you want to start defending the sticks, or you want to get into a change-up, all right, on first and second down, okay, or a change-up on third down. I can start going to what we want to be able to call a catch technique, all right? We get into a catch technique, that means, you know what? I want to make sure I defend the sticks. When I'm playing the catch technique, there are two ways that I can do it. If I'm on first or second down, my change-up, if I'm playing on the outside, or if I'm playing in the slot, I want to make sure, you're going to see, I want to give a little ground. All right? I want to give a little ground. But if I'm playing, all right, trying to defend the sticks, all right, third down, all right, or in 2 minutes, fourth down, okay? I want to make sure I put my heels on the cliff, all right? First part of it here, all right, playing my heels on the cliff, all right, showing third down action. Lateral, moving my feet, shooting the hands. Heels kicked out, moving my feet, boom. Accelerate my feet on contact just as if I were playing at the line of scrimmage. Same thing, same concept. 2, 1, done. So now we got a couple of practice clips here. You can see we have sitting at 5, moving my feet just a little bit, not getting myself put out of position, all right? Knowing where my help is, all right? In this situation, this kid knows he's playing outside shade. He's got post safety help high. He's got a rat player in the middle of the field, so he does not have to try to beat that receiver to the spot on a route that's run low. Outside shade, he's able to finish. You can see his leverage here. This kid here in the same situation, all right? He gets himself out of position just a little bit initially, but he does a great job, all right? Getting himself back in now. We want to do a great job of trying to finish here. All right? Watch the kid in the slot here. Same thing, all right? I got outside leverage. Now we're bringing the pressure. We're bringing 5. He has no help. But you see he's placed this 3rd and 2. Patience having an opportunity to go make this play. Is that the last one? Huh? Okay. Going to the you got the one from last week? Yes. And we got the catch clips. with from Texas. Got me. Start this beginning. Yeah. That it? There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to show you two clips, show you some clips, all right, as far as playing catch at the corner, and then also playing catch in the slot as well, too. One thing we got right here. Huh? Previous one? Okay. You can see the feet. He's giving a little bit of ground, which is okay. All right, shooting the hands, but we want to make sure we accelerate the feet on contact and take that away with a man turn. All right, now we're playing with it in the slot. Okay, now we got it in the slot. We got this in the slot now. This technique here, we're practicing on an even down, on a first down, second down. All right, I'm not so much worried about trying to defend the sticks. Okay, I want to be able to move my feet. All right, give that kid some confidence because you know what? A lot of kids don't have confidence trying to play with their heels on a cliff. And when we try to get to the point where we can route fit this at the top of the route, we want to make sure we can run our feet. Majority of the time, you're going to play catch, you're going to play with some type of outside shade because I know I got some help inside and underneath. Lock. There we go. Here we go. We got catch man out here on the outside with the corner. Third down situation, being able to squeeze the field, all right, put that guy in the lap of the tackle. All right, now, we get into a situation now we talked about a little bit earlier. We get into the red zone, all right? We're playing catch technique, but we get into the red zone, we want to make sure that we're playing, all right, with ball side position. All right, and when I say ball side position, it means, you know what, I want to make sure I'm playing myself in between the quarterback, all right, and the receiver. I want to put myself in between the quarterback and the receiver. From here now, what we want to be able to work, all right, is now shooting the hands, but now we want to allow ourselves to get into a trail. Okay? We want to allow ourselves to get put into a trail because now we want to go into a situation where now we want to be able to undercut the route. Okay? And then we want to be able to play, all right, his hips and hands from underneath cut. Be physical, all right? Really like this young man here because now we want to have a chance to be physical because I know I got help inside. All right? We want to knock him off his path. And then we want to just be able to run him high. All right? What I don't like here, I like him better because now, even though his hips, his eyes are not as low as we like, he does have his eyes on the man. All right? Here, all right, it's like he's trying to lead the receiver instead of trying to play a trail on the receiver. Same thing here. We do a better job here with the eyes. All right? We're not in a bad position here as far as body position, but the one thing that happens, he's not reading the hips and the hands. He's got his eyes high. All right? And because he has his eyes high, he can't react to the hips. All right? We're just getting ourselves through the drill. All right? Got a couple of game clips here. Catch a trail. Do a great job here. Playing underneath, and then we're going to get an opportunity to go try to play the hands. All right. Now we get into the rope drill like we had earlier. All right. Get on top. We started talking about downfield presence. All right. We want to be able to read the hips and the hands. all right? And the part of the drill, what we're looking for, we want to make sure that we can maintain, all right, maintain that cushion, all right, and that burst on top of the route. Work on top, go high point. Try to keep our hands to ourselves over here. Same thing here, not a bad job here, all right? We want to do a better job of trying to work to keep our hands to ourselves when we're playing downfield. I love this right here, all right? Eyes tied to the hips and the hands, all right? Not only matching feet, but also matching hands. Work the high point, all right? Working different angles as well, too, all right? Now, we're still playing inside out. You can see he does a great job of getting himself inside out, all right? Not putting his hands on the wide receiver and having a chance to go make that play on the ball, all right? Still talking about downfield press. Now we got rope drill. We're playing outside shade. High point. Should never get beat on anything outside and on the 7 cut. But you can see these kids are doing a great job, all right, of maintaining that upfield shoulder position, but not putting their hands on them, all right? Learning how to play, all right, in space, downfield without putting their hands on the receiver. Working downfield presence here. Kid at the bottom here does a great job working inside out. That put his hands on him, but now he gets close to the sideline. Now he can go to a situation he's going to lean and locate. All right? The kid at the top gets himself in a bad position because he ends up weaving outside, but he tries to do a great job of coming back to undercut and then high point to rock. We had the rope drill with the chutes. All right? Now we got the rope drill from a trail position. Same thing, reading the hips and the hands, all right? Learning how to play the trail, reading the hips and the hands. In teaching that trail position, all right, we want to make sure we're 1 yard behind, all right, and we want to make sure we're 1 yard inside. So 1 yard inside, and then 1 yard behind. Why do we want to be 1 by 1? Because now, at least now I'm going to give myself an opportunity to play the hips of the receiver, all right, and being able to play the cut. Come here, JB. If I don't maintain that 1 by 1, that means I'm running on top of him and my eyes in the wrong spot. I don't have my eyes on my indicators. But if I'm playing 1 yard behind and then 1 yard inside, all right, now as he moves, here, make a cut, boom. Now that gives me the opportunity to go play underneath. All right, go play underneath the hips. Appreciate you. All right, and then I'm not running on top of the body. Playing a trail technique, we got like a 2-lock situation here. Playing a trail technique in the slot. Allows him to play underneath and have a chance to get this ball out. All right, talking about downfield presence. At the top here, outside shade. Playing an off technique, downfield presence. Having a chance to play the receiver and the ball. Going back to downfield presence, all right? Another version of the rope drill, reading the hips and the hands, but now we come back, having a chance to make a play on the ball. Working the top of the route on a double move. Run through the upfield shoulder, so now he has to run the route through me. You can work that drill from a press, or you can work that from playing it off. Also working at the top of the route. And then working back downhill. Crossover at the top, Being able to set the angle and then get my eyes back. Same drill we had to earlier, all right, with the scab drill. Working different angles. Guys, I really appreciate you guys being patient because, damn, we damn near ran out of tape. All right? But, guys, the one thing that in press coverage, number one, all right, you cannot be afraid of it. That's number one. Number two, you have to give the kids confidence in the technique. Okay? You have to give the kids confidence in the technique. And in practice is where you need to allow him, as a player, to take the risk. In practice, where you got to allow him to take the risk. Because how are you going to find out if he can make that play or not? How are you going to find out? Allow him to take the risk. Get him over there. If he does not make a play, he gives a play up. I've been guilty of it too. You want to run over there, you want to jump up and down. But hey, you know what? Go tell him how he could get it be right. Don't tell him how much he can be wrong, because his ego is already sitting right there on the edge because he's out there on his own. But figure out a way to encourage him and tell him how he can be right, and then enhance that technique so he can be better. All right, so he can go from good to great, and we can be okay. Guys, we appreciate you.